everybody. On today's episode of Madge Unmuted, ho, ho, ho. There's 3 hoes here. That's what we got for you. Hey, me, Chris, and Fitz. On this Christmas-ish special of Madge Unmuted, we're going to talk about some of the weirdest and worst Christmas gifts we've ever gotten, and some of us trying to get busy at our in-laws' house on a Christmas visit. So,
we do it for the hoes.
And the ho-hos.
We're not supposed to say that anymore. We're not supposed to use, I shouldn't have used that word. Anyway, come on in, the water's fine on today's episode of Madge Unmuted. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Madge Unmuted. I am your hostess, Madge Madigan. Welcome to a Christmas-ish special. We're going to have fun today.
Did you say a Christmas fish special?
No, Christmas-ish.
Okay.
Episode of Madge Unmuted. With me, as always, is my lovely producer, Fitz. It's a
Deck the halls.
Fitz.
With Yuletide.
Podcast.
Gay Yuletide is what we're trying to do.
Deck your balls.
Gay Yuletide.
And my
What
other
balls?
favorite friend is Christopher Marcotte. How are you?
Woo! Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Ramadan.
They're all happening at the same time this year, so.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Look,
You know, I didn't
my...
realize that Kwanzaa was sort of invented in the 60s.
Yeah.
Kwanzaa was created in the 60s. I didn't know that. I thought it went way back.
So were Madge and I. Yeah.
This is a true story.
Not me.
It's true. All right, whatever.
1973.
Whatever.
1965 here. I think Kwanzaa was started in 1969.
Was it?
Yes, it was. And look at me. I have my gay apparel on.
Oh, don it now. There we go.
I am.
Beautiful. The girls
Just
are out
Baby,
Just
it's
for
cold
everybody
outside.
at the pub.
at the pub.
No, I've got padding. My gay apparel. I wanted to show you my cute outfit. This is going to be really graceful. Again, I don't have a setup. Like if I move, I have such a janky camera holder that like if I move it slightly, I'll never get it back in the same
You'll get
position.
jostled.
Kind of like me. So
All right, let's not have a wardrobe failure.
I'm a present. See?
Are you ready to be opened?
I am. And then I'm going to do this with trying not to scare anybody, but let's see if I can do
Flashes.
this. Yeah.
We don't want to see your mistletoe. There.
those are nice.
Oh, the boots, nice.
Those are nice.
Very nice.
I'll
Very
show you
nice.
another toe, not a mistletoe.
That's what I was worried about.
I knew it was. It is the season for a mistletoe because your
Camel
clothes
toe?
get really tight. You didn't have to be that obvious, Fitz. We were trying to be,
Moose
like
knuckle?
a...
With the wise men. Yeah, the wise men rode camel toes. Yeah.
I have to spell it out for the bottom, 4% of the audience
And she probably has a few bottoms watching, so.
at the facility. A couple of bottoms.
You said you had to spell it out for the bottoms, didn't you?
I don't know too many tops. So,
Just John. Oh,
it's
God.
true. We have the community here. It's okay to make gay jokes, folks.
It's true.
So, oh my God. So I may end up ripping off this little bolero
Beaverhausen. Yeah.
jacket. Yes, my Anastasia Beaverhausen that's up here.
That's up here. It's a shrug.
Wait, it is.
You wear your beaver very high, Madge.
Yes.
I do.
It's her merkin.
Yeah, I was going to say
shoulder
it's my
merkin,
shoulder.
yeah.
God damn it, you stole my joke.
You guys are too much alike.
We
right?
are. We really are. We were separated at birth.
I was going to exactly say my shoulder merkin. My goodness.
Okay.
Or it's a
We'll call you
Where'd we
Ethel
go?
Merkin. You look.
Sorry about that.
There's no merkin like a beaver merkin. That's my Ethel Merkin.
That was
Merman.
Ethel Merkin for sure. Oh God.
Christopher said that one first. So hi. We got Christmassy stuff here today.
Welcome to Christmas.
Well, wait, can I tell you just real quick? So anybody who's here, you better subscribe or I'll freaking
Beach up.
I'll be mad. I had been doing some YouTube promotions. So it's basically like you know how you've seen sponsored posts on like Facebook and Instagram, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like you pay some extra money and they, feed it out there. And then, I've got a nice little bump in my subscribers. So don't a bump like Snooki.
Yeah.
So I got but anyway, it's funny because all you do is kind of like click on what video you want to send out.
Bump.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just kind of puts it on people's page. And oh my God, the most bizarre things that it will disapprove you for, I still can't figure out. So the one that's been running is 90 Day Fiance, something like train wrecks and my marriage or something like that. And then that's the one they're like, hey, this is okay to run. And then the other one I tried to run was my last episode of the hilarious dating horror stories.
Yeah. Why would it bump that one?
It bumped that one because it said it was something like vulgar and offensive or something. But like the other one had just as much like language and stuff. I don't even think I ever even mentioned sex once on that one. But maybe I did say fuck a lot. I don't know. But like I think it's just like the bots, they pick up.
Oh,
and then
I see. So it's AI does it.
Yeah. Oh, that's what all of this is. So the other one, and this is the most baffling one. It was my really good episode with Bill Moran. The Moranimal. It was a really, really good episode. We talked about some really good stuff, heavy stuff. Of course, it didn't get a ton of views because I guess it was too highbrow.
Oh, jeez.
People. So we were talking about the industry, but we're also talking about my story of how I was poor, broke single mom, but then I ended up getting
And
3
made
kids
it big.
through college. I did. I
And
made
now
it
look
big.
at you.
Oh damn it, I had a good joke and I can't remember what's the song that Kathy Lee used to sing. If they could see me now.
On the fun ship cruise, right?
Cruise. You get I am the fun ship cruise.
She was such a bitch.
I'm sure she still is.
What a fun ship. Holy cow.
We did a shoot with her one time.
No.
Really?
It was no bueno.
Yeah, when I worked for that company.
Oh, for that, yeah. That would make sense. Since she was the spokesperson. So anyway, I try to post or promote that video, and it was just called like podcast and radio industry dirt with Bill Moran, and
that one's got a no too?
It got disapproved. It said for election violations.
What?
Did you talk politics?
I don't remember talking politics in that one.
No, we didn't. We didn't
my
mention
goodness.
anything. Like I try and stay away from that, and it couldn't even. The guidelines were really vague too. Like it says, it doesn't give you a reason, but it says here are some of the guidelines for this thing, and it just said something about election rules in your country or something. I'm like,
You
we're in
may
the
or
US.
may not have made a reference to campaign finances. It's like, what?
Right, exactly. And I don't even, but also, like, you can't even mention that we just had the election. I mean,
Nothing.
now this one's going to get flagged.
Oh, jeez.
So it's the weirdest thing. Yet I've seen people's stuff that's sponsored that's
Risky.
Yeah. Risque A.
AF.
Yeah.
Risque AF.
AFFFFF.
my
So anyway, that's the weird, funny thing with YouTube. But welcome to all my new followers. Hope you enjoy it. I'll get right to this so we can cut out the bullshit. So I got some Christmas-y theme things. I didn't.
Ish?
So yes. So new people. I've been at this is my 5th season. Season 4 was kind of abbreviated, disjointed. So that one was like a mini season because I had a full-time job. So then
mini series.
the first 3 Christmas specials were me, Fitz, Scott Spezzano, and Sean McGraw. And it was Christmas songs we hate. And like kind of by the 3rd one, you run out of shit to say. So in the 3rd one, I had Sean make up a couple songs, and one of them was Karen, Still Karen at Christmas. So look that up. And then I forget what the other one was. I'll have to go back and look. Maybe I can post them here. So it's this one and this one. And then
Those are my 2 favorites, by the way.
Oh, I know, me too.
Especially the left one. Yeah.
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 I don't know. This left one's anyway. So then last year's Christmas special was by myself.
Oh,
As I was like experimenting, and so like one, Saturday evening, I did it, and I read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" with dirty commentary by myself. So look up that one from season 4. And then this year I'm like, let's just have us, the little gang here, and then I got a couple of things to talk about. So real quick, I posted as a last minute thing. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just opening up my phone to look at this little bit we're going to do, and it opened up onto Facebook, onto a community page. Oh my God. Between community pages and what's the other one online?
Facebook Marketplace?
No. The neighborhood. The neighbor.
Oh, the neighborhood.
Oh, next door?
Next
Like
door.
Yeah,
Next
next
door?
door. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Like,
that's-
thank God I moved down here. There's one on the Ring camera too called Neighbors, and like no one down here ever posts, which is good. Thank you, Jesus. But in Rochester, they were always like, "Why was this person looking in my garbage can?"
Those are all the
Because
people that got kicked off of Facebook and they have nowhere to go, so they go to next door.
Because you know why they're looking in your garbage can? Because you live on Park Ave, and it's a Sunday morning. So chances are there's 8 million bottles and cans in your garbage, and their poor people are just taking them to the Wegmans to redeem them.
Right.
Exactly. They're doing you a damn favor. So then,
Oh my gosh.
oh, but it's the ones that always,
Extra bitchy.
yeah, the next door one was the worst. I got off that a long time ago. So let me,
I love Nextdoor because it always starts with like, I don't want to get political, but
But here goes.
and then it's 17 pages of horse shit.
I thought it was going to be, I never thought this would happen. I mean, that's not Penthouse Forums.
Oh, jeepers.
I was in a grocery store looking for kielbasa.
And then all to once. Oh, my
Okay.
gosh.
Let me, wait, I'm sorry.
Madge,
What was
did
the
you
last
see
thing
there's
you
a
said?
bird's eye view of Chris? Look.
Oh,
There's a
God.
secret. There's a
Oh.
secret cam. There's a spy cam of Chris right now. He doesn't know. He doesn't know that anyone's watching
Look
from
up.
behind.
Look up.
Look up to your left.
To my left.
Hi! Peekaboo! Anyway, all right. So
Oh, my gosh.
last minute, I decided to post a little question on my Facebook page. That's my personal one, Margaret Madge Madigan. I probably should have put it on my Madge Unmuted page, but like go and get on my follow my Madge Unmuted Facebook and my Madge Madigan TikTok and Instagram. Anyway, so I said, question for podcast today. What is the weirdest / worst Christmas gift anyone ever gave you? So I'll tell you mine in a minute, but here were some of the answers. And this was my brother, Michael, and I can say this because he's been retired now for several years. He doesn't work there anymore. He said his question was, answer, was white elephant gift from work, a half-empty can of motor oil.
Oh my gosh. That's weird.
Had to have been a joke.
Yeah, that sounds like.
Okay, this one makes. Okay, so. Oh, you guys don't know that my good friends Gary and Liz, they are husband and wife. So Liz, her response is 3 rolls of Kodak film in a gift box set that had held a 6-film roll package.
Oh my God.
Then Gary responds to hers, I didn't even see your post when I wrote mine. So Gary's had already before that wrote a 6-pack of 35 millimeter film with only 3 rolls in the package. And then Liz wrote, you could tell her we're permanently scarred from this event.
Yeah. Both of them. That's their both work.
They got split up, huh? Oh my gosh, that is.
I mean,
hysterical.
it must be. Yeah, that's so. And that my friend Chris said,
That's random.
and I'm just reading this first time, a ceramic bank that was a welcome present for opening up a checking account from a grab.
Oh my God.
Well, who
They put a lot of
among
thought
us?
into it.
Who among us is not regifted? Come on.
I think regifting. You have to regift, right?
I mean, but it's kind of a little obvious when, I mean, like if the bank said, Community Savings Bank.
Yeah, that's a little bit much.
That's a little
I actually
obvious.
got a gift that I had given to someone else, and it got regifted back to me.
Awkward.
Isn't that like? And you have to act surprised, and you're like, I remember exactly when I bought this.
And did this person
Thank you.
obviously did not.
I think they put it in their little gift closet, and then they were like, oh, well.
You know
let's
what?
see. This looks like him.
I actually had that happen to. What the heck? It was a work thing, and the person that I gave the gift, and somebody opened it, and the person that gave it to me was in the room. It wasn't
Oh, my
the person that received it. But they chuckled, and afterwards we laughed, and they're like, "I didn't want it either."
Oh my gosh!
So, and then we made that joke about the gift that keeps on giving, but
Like a fruitcake.
Jelly of the Month Club.
exactly.
Yeah.
Or
And herpes.
like salmonella.
jeepers.
Oh yeah, herpes. It's a big exactly. Or bad fruitcake. Or is that what you meant? Anyway, ruined
Both.
that joke.
Right.
Okay. So my worst Christmas, and this is going to make me sound really
Bougie.
bitchy.
Oh.
Yeah. But it was my first Christmas with my ex-in-laws. This is my husband and I's like first Christmas, and we go over there and I open it up, and I wish I had a picture of it. It was a Christmas sweater, and it was ugly. It just had it was like a Bill Cosby Christmas sweater. So it had like big swaths of color and bows and whatever, but it was acrylic.
Oh.
It was
That's
red and
bougie.
green. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was red and green. Like it was. For anybody who knows what I'm talking about, acrylic, like
Like the kind
fake-
that makes your fingers hurt when you touch it.
yeah, like
Yeah, that-
fake yarn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like when you
and
suck on mittens.
I felt I was afraid to get close to a flame because I thought I would just go up.
To melt.
Yeah, to melt or wasn't flame retardant. I mean, it just seemed like it was. Yeah. So anyway, that was the worst one. But even so, my husband at the time was like, yeah, he's like, I don't know what she was thinking with that one. So he was even like, yeah, that's kind of ugly. So anyway, I know
You should have
not
kept
that
it.
great. I should have, but I
it'd be
think
fun.
like after the divorce and after they started getting
You're like
whatever, I was like, I got to get rid of
I gotta go melt this
any and
sweater.
everything. Yeah, exactly. I got to melt it down to make credit cards out of, or to make what's something plastic.
Solo cups.
Yeah, there you go.
Solo cup.
Anyway, you guys have something that was your weirdest or whatever? Ugliest,
I don't know
worst?
if I get weirdest, but I remember when I was in my 20s and it was my first professional job, and my boss and his wife, they both worked for the company, and we worked with his wife all the time, so they decided to get us all something for Christmas. And I felt bad because it was the thought that counts, but it was like some
thought.
thought. It
thought you
was
said
it was
something
like
else.
some like
It was the thought that counted.
The thought that counts.
it was and
sorry.
it wasn't, there was no thought that went into it. It was like some kind
Or a
of
thought.
puzzle thing that you can get at the gas station. Like, it was literally, I don't even remember what it was exactly, but it was some.
And then you have to act. Oh, you
Yeah,
have
you're
to
like,
act so.
oh, this is one of those things next to the 5-hour energy that you can
Right.
buy.
And
Yeah,
the Slim Jim.
right.
Mobile,
yeah.
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 It was just terrible. It was just terrible. And I was
Terrible.
like, don't even.
Like Charles
it's
Barkley
terrible.
says.
You don't. It's just like, why bother? You
Yeah,
it's
I
like-
know.
It's worse.
Right.
I think it's worse if you give something that's just clearly not thought out than just not giving
Yeah.
something at all.
Like, I, for the longest time, at 59 years old, I have been to countless Christmas parties, either with, friends or kids or companies or whatever. And, so many white elephants. I absolutely loathed candles and lotion. Because I always thought those were two thoughtless things. Now I don't mind a candle, I guess, but in the beginning I hated them because I never, ever, 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 ever used a candle. I just wasn't a candle person. And now it's like, oh, it's okay, and or I'll re-gift it. But anyway,
Yeah, put that in the gift closet.
so,
right?
but the lotions, it's like that's like you
it's
never
like-
know if somebody has a bad reaction. I mean, that's like not a especially when they're those like perfumey ones.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I
yeah,
feel like if you're going to give a cheap gift, you might as well just, give the cash. Like, here's $6.82.
I would much rather have that.
You know.
Absolutely. Or put
No.
that on a Dunkin' gift card or something.
I was going to say
Absolutely.
Dunkin' gift card.
Oh, that's
Dunkin'
what they used
gift
to give us
card.
at the radio station. They used to give us Dunkin' gift cards with $5 on it.
You know what?
What the
I'd
fuck
rather
can you buy
have
for
that.
$5?
I'd rather
Not
have
a coffee.
No.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
a small black coffee, not even Americano, just regular, and that'll cost you $4.99. No, I mean, at least it'll go towards your order. Like I'd rather have that than some useless lotion I'm going to throw out because I can't use it
Especially
because
when I've
it gives
gotten
me a
ones that
rash.
are like rose scented or so. It's like I am not gonna go out smelling like grandma's rose milk. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
What about white shoulders?
Or white
That's a
shoulders.
grandma smell.
Maybe I'll take a bottle of rose milk. No,
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Here, how about a bottle of patchouli?
I know, right? I think my most common gift, and I'm not a hard alcohol drinker, so I like a beer and a glass of wine or whatever, is I've gotten several bottles of like whiskey.
Whiskey, yeah.
Yeah, like
Jameson.
whiskey.
Oh.
I knew you'd love this, and I'm like, you have no. So
And
my
that-
liquor cabinet has all these different bottles of like hard ass rot gut.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
see, I
You apparently think, first of all, I'm a drunk, and second of all,
well, yeah, it's like I had people over this weekend, some friends, a few friends here, and a few of them gave me some really nice bottles of stuff, which I appreciate. But like, I don't drink at home, but I entertain.
yeah.
So,
yes,
like
that's what I
all
did. I
summer
put it in the
long,
liquor cabinet.
yeah, and then I'm very cognizant now, and mostly, actually, a lot because you, Fitz, and some other people I know, that if I don't know you well, I am not going to take a bottle of booze because I don't know what the situation is.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Here.
If somebody doesn't.
Here,
Here's
drink
some
this.
proof. All right, thanks. Have you seen him lately? No.
I know,
He
right?
actually
Here's a
broke 20 years of sobriety and went on a bender and nobody knows where he is. Thanks, Madge.
Yeah, thanks. Great.
whoopsie.
Whoopsie.
Thanks, Santa.
Next time I'll get you the black tar heroin.
Oh, my...
Again, whoopsie.
I know, right? Oh, my God.
So, all right, I got another question here. This is well, Chris, you and I were married, and Fitz, you are married, and Chris, your in-laws, you always lived in the same town as
Yeah. We always were.
So this
Yeah.
doesn't really apply,
Yeah,
but so Fitz, or anybody out here who wants to answer this question, did you ever go visit? Well, or I guess a significant other, but then again, I remember you had your wife since junior high or something.
Yeah.
But did you ever go to visit your in-laws or
I have the best story.
significant other and try and get intimate at their parents' house?
Oh no. Oh, no. But I do have
Do tell.
probably the most embarrassing, at least for me, this one really sticks out. So it was December of 2001. I had dropped everything and moved up to Rochester to live with Kelly. We, long distance dated for 6 or 8 months, pretty much writing letters and on the phone. And of course, we'd known each other for 8 years before that, so it's not like it's a 90-day fiance thing. But I was living in
So
Turkey
she was your
at the
pen
time.
pal? Yeah.
And my name was Sarper,
Right.
and
So-
her name was Shekinah.
So I moved up here. I did not. I
By the way,
never
I'm
met
sorry,
her
we did
parents.
have turkey, an Albuquerque turkey hold the Shekinah at Thanksgiving. So
What's that?
that was from our 90-day fiance.
Oh,
Oh, Albuquerque turkey.
oops, sorry.
Chris said, "It's okay." I said he was from Turkey, and they're like, "Where was she from?" I'm like, "I don't know." And Chris said, Albuquerque.
Oh,
I know,
And-
Albuquerque.
And then you were like, "I love that sandwich," and Chris said, "On whole wheat," and then I said, "Hold the Shekinah," because that was his. And scene.
I got a really bad
Anyway,
case of
go ahead.
CRS lately, so
I
I
know.
can't remember shit. But anyway, so for this Christmas, everybody was going over to her cousin's house, and it was the cousins that were on the mom's side of the family. So the two sides, you know how it is when you one side of the mom's side of the family and the dad's side of the family. Usually those two don't get together, right? Rarely.
Yeah, sometimes
So-
there's friction or whatever.
Yeah. So we went. I went to the cousin's house, and it's actually right around the corner, right down the street
Flash
from the
us.
studio. And the dude, and I didn't know anybody. It was all these people. I was a week in Rochester. I was really upset because this is my first time away from home. I did not know
Yeah.
anybody. I quit my job. Everything was, I was just it was too much at once. So we go there and everybody was really nice. They're trying to make me feel at home or whatever. He's got this big, God, I wish I can remember what kind of dog it was. This humongous freaking, like a Newfoundland, those really big freaking fluffy, it
Woolly
almost looked
ones.
like a Saint Bernard, like it should have had the little
The jug under its
little
It was
chin.
either
Yeah.
a Newfoundland or probably a Bernese Mountain Dog.
It might have been a Bernese. It
Anyway,
was one of those big
yeah.
sumbitches. So I'm standing there, and this big sumbitch comes up and starts humping my leg,
Oh, jeez.
and I'm scared to shit. I'm scared to death because it's a
Better
big
than
freaking
Kelly
dog.
doing it.
Or it's better than me humping her leg,
Oh, jeez.
Oh, well, that's
or her mom's leg. Talk about
or her
making a-
mom humping your leg.
oh,
That would have been cool. You have to admit that would have been pretty cool. No, so this
wrong
dog's
with
going
you?
to town on my leg, and everybody's like, everybody's just
He
looking at
likes
me
you.
laughing, and I refuse to kick this dog off.
You were
it's
like,
so
"I
freaking
kinda
big. I'm
like
like,
him."
it's gonna attack me. I don't know. And it's like, and I'm just sitting there, and everyone's laughing
my
at me, and
gosh.
I'm like turning beet red. And I'm like, great. So for years afterwards, now thankfully, if this makes sense, her cousin broke up with that guy that they were living, so that we didn't go back to that house. So I don't
so
want to
no
say
more
thankfully
humping.
that their marriage broke up, but it was good for me because I didn't ever have to go back to the scene of the hump crime.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, that was by far the worst Christmas of my life. Getting humped by a big old freaking dog and not knowing his soul.
Oh yeah, well, going back to the question that I asked is, when I was married, my ex-husband, his parents lived in town, and so that didn't happen. But going back to the question of, did you ever try and be intimate in somebody else's house? Yeah, I went to visit my college boyfriend. We were living together. After college, we moved in together in North Carolina. He was going to grad school at NC State. And we went back to visit his parents in Maine at their house. And, we were 22, 23, something like that. And, like he was in his old bedroom with his brother, and I was in the bedroom with his sister, who actually was a sorority sister of mine at Maine. So that was funny. That's kind of how I met him. But anyway, we decided to go in the powder room on the first floor. Everybody was upstairs asleep, so we went in the powder room downstairs.
Nice.
And then each one of us, and we were trying to be very quiet, and each one of us, snuck out. Well, everybody was upstairs asleep. I don't think anybody heard it, knew it, cared, whatever. I don't know. I really don't care. That was like 1987, 1988 or something like that. What?
Different times.
Yeah, exactly.
That would never happen because I'm surprised that I even have kids because Kelly is pretty much a nun. When it comes to being intimate, so it's like if there's anyone in the neighborhood,
Oh yeah,
we have to be in the woods somewhere, like 50 miles away from everyone.
Oh,
but what can I say? I mean, I'm just a freaking animal, and she goes.
That's
great.
it, right?
It's just.
And she's a nun.
And she's a nun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a bad habit.
Well,
So,
hey, she was the flying nun. Oh my God, I'm like,
you better lose the merkin.
But then my underarm fat will be in full effect, and I don't want to. Here, I'll cover my.
There, like that. Just shrug it off. So, what are your plans for Christmas? What are you doing? Children?
The kids are coming home.
I mean, you're not doing
Yep.
children, but they're coming home.
Ew. My
I know,
kids
well,
are
it sounded
coming
bad.
home.
Yeah.
My kids are coming
Punctuate.
home.
Yes.
Yes.
Punctuation.
Let's eat, Grandma. Let's eat. Comma. So, my 3 kids are coming home, which I cannot wait. They're going to be home on Sunday.
Nice.
What about you guys? I had 2 other real quick questions before I got to make sure I get out of here on time today. Yeah.
I'm not doing nothing. How's that for Grandma?
Well,
You're not?
You'll have your
Not doing
kids
nothing.
around, won't you? Or,
yeah, I mean, they still live at home, so they're not going anywhere.
well, yeah. Well, you're
I
still
have
doing something.
Christmas Eve, so every Christmas Eve we go to a movie, like in the afternoon, and then this year I got roped into live streaming both of the Christmas services at church. So I'll be doing the 5 o'clock and the 9 o'clock. So
Right.
That's
boy.
Well, and your wife being a nun, that'll be handy. So.
right.
Oh, yeah.
She doesn't.
She'll be there.
She doesn't give handies. But anyway. Hey.
You guys are on fire today.
I know. My God.
So, just to be specific, like we always do a Christmas Eve thing. It was a tradition in my house growing up that my mother would have a smorgasbord a smorgasbord of all kinds of, like you can make your own little sandwich rolls and good cold cuts. And then there's like smoked whitefish and shrimp cocktail
Nice.
and mozzarella, like, what do you call it? It's, you make it's like a caprese salad on a stick. It's like the little matzo balls
those are best. Yeah.
and the little cherry tomatoes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those and spanakopita and just all kinds of things. So that's fun.
Ford
And
Coppola.
then, yeah, exactly. And then we always say we're going to go to midnight mass, and then I can never make it because I get too drunk. We're not drunk. I just get tired and fall asleep. No, we've started trying to go to the early mass on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas morning, we wake up and we get all our presents. And this year is different. So for the last, I don't know, several years, they've, reconnected with their dad. And he lived near me when I lived in Rochester. And they would go over there for Christmas dinner later in the day. And so now they're going to be here. They're going to stay, until the day after Christmas, and then they're going to go up to him. So I got to provide some sort of Christmas Day thing again, of which I haven't made in a while. So I got to talk to them. Like, because their dad always makes, like, he always get filet mignon.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
And lobster tails.
Yeah. Oh.
And I always ask them, hey, bring up, because my favorite thing in the world is lobster.
I know.
Having gone to college in Maine. And I'm always like, they're like, we'll tell Dad
Can
to
you just sneak
give you
one
one.
out?
And he conveniently never has one left over. So anyway, so I got to figure out something. Like, I
Dominoes?
used to, when they were little, really, I used to make they always had tenderloin that was like, like the leftovers that Wegman, like shit that's about to expire. It's been there a few days.
Like
It's a
old
cut
tenderloin?
to meat. Yeah.
Not
It's
so
like
tender
close to the
tenderloin.
close to the use by date. Hey, this is what you did when you're poor and you're paying with EBT and you wanted to give your kids something nice. And I know there's people out there that are like, oh, you're poor,
what you doing
shouldn't be
buying
buying
steak with
anything
that,
nice.
some bitch?
Yeah, right. I mean, can I tell you that when you buy like steak that's about to expire like that, you just buy some like little like medallions. That package of steak costs as much as about like a bag of ripe tomatoes. So, for you people saying, when people I'm just going to go off on a side. When people bitch about what people buy with their EBT cards and that they're, buying like some unhealthy shit or whatever. Like I used to buy a lot of macaroni and cheese. You know why? Because it's 99 cents a box.
Right.
And if you're only getting like
And you're feeding your
$300, you're only getting $300 of EBT for a month when you have 3 kids and you, and they're like half of them are teenagers. You buy what you can get the most of. And they're like, you should be buying, nutritious things. And it's like, do you know how much fresh fruit and vegetables cost?
All organic,
Insane. Right.
gluten-free
Yeah.
things that are.
So
You should
go
be shopping at
just
Trader Joe's.
blow me. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so that's an aside. So yeah, I used to get like the about to expire nice cut of meat for them.
That's the one thing I miss about Christmas when I used to live with my parents down in Florida. My mom used to do this just incredible Christmas Eve dinner. And it was like crab legs and French onion soup and filet and just this whole spread. It was just amazing. It was so good.
Have you ever been to anybody who's Italian for the Christmas
fishes?
Eve?
Yes.
Seven
The
fishes?
feast of the 50,
56 fishes.
Yeah.
Of
I've not.
the fish squad, of the school of fish. I went to a friend of mine a long time ago. And what were you going to say, Chris?
No, I was just going to say my ex-wife, her family's Italian, and so they did that. They had the
yeah.
calamari and everything. Yeah, they had it all. Yeah.
And it was great,
And there were some
and I loved
fishes
it.
that I'm like, I don't think you're supposed to eat that fish. I don't think that fish wants
your
to be.
your fish is suspicious.
And fish, I mean, they were all good, but some of the fish, I was like, I don't think I eat
not
that
my
kind
thing.
of fish.
Like
the ones that are
squid.
looking at you. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, thank you. Did you?
But
Did you
Italians
guys?
eat the ones with the eyes and the looking right at you, the lips.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
not
Did you
so
ever?
sure.
Did you guys happen to? Did you watch The Bear and see the episode
No.
with
I
seven
have not
fishes?
seen it
The
yet.
bear.
That was like the best episode ever. Anybody watching this who watches The Bear, it last season or it was season 2 with the
They like fish.
season finale with the
Bears.
Feast of the Seven
Bears like
Fishes.
fish.
Oh my God, that was so
Grizzly
good.
bears.
But anyway, I had a really. This is going to be a really traumatic story for me to tell. But I was at a friend of mine who I had just moved back to Rochester. It was in like 1990, and I didn't have enough money to go to. I was gonna go to my parent. I didn't have enough money to go to my parents in Arizona, and I had to work like right up. I worked at a TV station. I had to work right up until on 5 on Christmas Eve. So I wasn't going to go to see my brother in Pittsburgh, which was a few hours away. So my girlfriend was like, a friend who was a girl, she said, come to my parents for Christmas Eve. And then another said, come to mine on Christmas Day. And I was like, okay. So we go to my friend's house, and she was very, very, very Italian. Her grandparents on both sides were from Italy. So I'm sitting there. Everything was lovely. It's wonderful. The food is great. And all of a sudden, somebody asks if they could pass. It was a bowl of nuts. And somebody said, could you pass the N-word toes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And everybody's like, oh, yeah, that's what they used to call them. Now,
The
they
Brazil nuts, yeah.
Brazil nuts. That's
Brazil
what they
nuts,
were.
yeah.
Brazil nuts, yes.
And
That's the way, when I grew up, that's the way they were described. And I was
even
Yep.
mortified.
my mother, my
I
parents,
wasn't at
and
the
my
time because I
grandparents.
didn't know any better, but
Sure, right. But like nobody in my family ever uttered that word. And my mother would throw us out of the house if we would have said that word. Like my mother was very, you didn't say that word. And so I
Did you
almost like
scream?
fainted. I'm sure my mouth was to the, I kind of think my friend Jean kind of looked at me like, sorry. That's, but like they all said it, like grandpa, dad, the brothers. And I was just like, oh my God, and again, it's 1990 and I was extremely uncomfortable.
Practical.
And
It's a civil war, for Christ's sake.
yeah, right.
yeah, and they thought
Jeez, 1990.
nothing
Different.
of it. So
My Kelly's grandmother said that when we first got together. It was
referring to those
that
nuts
Christmas,
or
that Christmas where the dog humped my leg. It was that that same one. And actually, she didn't say it out loud, but Kelly's like, you know what my grandmother calls these? And I'm like, what? She said it.
Oh,
and I was like, oh my God. I'd never heard that before.
I had never heard it
Now, the
either.
same
I didn't
people
even know what he was
also-
referring to
The same
until
people
somebody
also
grabbed
have
it and passed it.
a dessert that's called Jew bread. Have you had that?
I have
They're
heard
like
that
cookies
one.
or something.
Is that not? I'm trying to think of what it is, and I had heard someone refer to that too. And you know what? There's some people here that still refer to stuff, and they don't think twice about it. And I always catch them. I'm like, you can't say that, and they're like, why? Well, we've always called it like that. Like a simple one is, and there was one they call this, I think I mentioned this before, that they call this thing a Chinese auction. It's like one of those, you have like
Chinese
people make
fire drill.
people, yeah, really. It's along the same
That
lines.
you could
People make up basket presents, and then you put the bags in front of them, and people buy a bunch of raffle tickets, and you put your bags, or you put your tickets in the bags of the.
Yeah.
You wanna
It's like a
win those,
basket
so-
raffle or something. Yeah,
that's what
But
it's called, the
yeah,
basket
yeah,
raffle.
Basket
So
raffle.
here
But
they're
they
like,
do still
"Oh, yeah,
call
we're
it
gonna-"
that. Yeah.
Yeah, here they do, and every time, and I always do, like at the club, I always do the graphics and the social media and stuff, and they're like, and we're gonna have a Chinese auction, and I always change it to basket raffle, and they're like, no, whatever, and they always give me. I'm like, I'm not right? And they're like, well, is anybody going to know what it is? I'm like, a basket
Is
raffle.
anybody
How do
here
you not know?
Chinese?
Right. And I said, do you know why? I'm like, for one, I've never heard it any place other than here. And this is one of the
At
things
this
that
white
kinda,
club that I belong to.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the whole town.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
the town. Yeah.
It's the whole town.
It's
And
like-
then, and then, because they try and say that a lot, and I'm just like, it's a basket raffle. And then they give me shit like, why you got to be so PC? I'm like, what about this has to do with the Chinese?
Right. Nothing.
Can you tell me?
Other than all the shit you're selling came from China. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, right.
That is it. Do you know? I
Everything in
looked
that
up the
basket's from
history.
China.
I looked up the history of where that
Yeah, I
term
don't know
came
the
from.
history of that at all.
And it's from like the beginning, middle of the 1900s, 20th century, where it referred to cheap stuff, cheap crap. So you're just a Chinese auction, a Chinese trade, I still don't know why China's fire drill, but yeah. So I'm like,
Yeah, I
they're
never
referring
understood
to
it either.
cheap shit. That's like at the same time, like, would you call it a J word basket?
No. Right. No.
You know what? I heard
No,
someone
it's
say
talking
that.
about old stereotypes that are horrible and wrong. It's along the same lines.
Right. Jeez.
And they
I
don't
just
get
heard-
it.
I just heard someone use the term Indian giver.
Oh, yeah. Oh, somebody
I
was
work
making
for a company that's owned by people that
The country.
are from India. Yep.
India. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's not what it
and
means.
some people were making jokes around here.
No, it's
and they were
Native
making
American
fun
giver.
of
Right, right.
And
and
you
they-
can't say
they-
Indian style anymore, which I don't understand
Well,
at all.
people. I remember
Crisscross
a few
applesauce,
people.
What the
Yeah,
hell?
exactly. A few people were making jokes, and it was close to the election, and they were of a
I forgot
side
about
that
that.
complained about PC stuff, and it was very warm here in October, and they're like, "Oh, it's a." I bet we can't even say Indian summer anymore. And it's like, I would have been less appalled if you had just said, oh, it's a lovely Indian summer. You know,
Yes.
that's still wrong, but it's still a good connotation somewhat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a pleasant, warm. I mean, that's still not right, but still better than making fun of that. Oh, I shouldn't say Indian.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
because
it's like,
they're
no,
jerks.
you shouldn't.
Right.
But anyway,
Well,
All right.
you know what's interesting because my studio here we do a lot of voiceover stuff, and I will have people that fill out the form that once they want to get on the roster, and they'll be like, "Oh, I can do all these accents. I can do, and I can do, Brit," and I'm like,
Gracious.
"We don't,
We don't do
those
accents.
anymore.
we don't do that anymore." Like
they don't
you
even
know,
have Apu on The Simpsons anymore because of
Oh,
that.
is he gone? Oh.
Yeah,
But even
but
Hank
it was
Azaria,
wrong.
Hank
Yeah,
Azaria, like talked about it and said,
He's-
I
yeah.
support this.
yeah. He's like, I don't feel comfortable either. So anyway,
But I was like, if we want those people, we're gonna get the actual people. Like, so I have
Yeah.
someone who's
and not
English
exaggerate.
of the
And not
section-
exaggerate.
Yeah. We need someone who sounds like a person, that speaks with a Spanish accent. I'm like, I'll find someone who actually
exactly.
has
Yeah,
English
but
as
we're
a
not
second-
going to
Yeah.
mock them.
Yeah, we're
Right.
not gonna mock them, right?
Exactly, because that's insulting. So, well, I hate to cut this short today,
But you will.
but I'm gonna.
But get out your scissors.
So I gotta get out of here because I gotta go to a meeting.
Club.
And I gotta go to a board
Meeting
meeting
in the
'cause
ladies'
I'm
room.
really exactly. And please subscribe to Madge Unmuted. I am so glad that you joined us and for our Christmas-ish fish special.
With Fitz?
Thank you.
Fitz
Yeah,
fish.
with Fitz, Fish, and Chris. Say that 3 times fast. Fitz, thank you so much as always, and Merry Christmas or whatever holiday you choose to celebrate. Christopher, thank you so much for joining me and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Anastasia.
And thank you. Merry Christmas from Mrs. Beaverhausen. And I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to do we do every 2 weeks here record, so I'm not going to do one on Christmas or New Year's Eve because it's whatever, because that's a pain in the ass and I got things to do. I got to set up for a party that I'm helping put on, and want to give Fitz a break and Chris a break, and so I'll see you in January. This is the last of the 2024
We're gonna kick off 25
shows, so we're gonna kick off 25. Oi. It'll. Oh my God! You know what happens? In 2025? In June, I turned 60.
Oh, we're gonna have a blowout, a beaver housing blowout.
I have a blowout every day of my clothing, my zippers and shit. Anyway, so we'll see you in 2025. I hope you all have grand holidays. Please subscribe, and we'll see you in about a month. See you next time on Madge Unmuted. Bye. Merry Christmas.